Hi everybody, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Alec.
This is our baby girl Lootsie, and we are the Fellows. Welcome to our house.
Our house is a custom 26-foot Mount Bachelor built by Tiny Mountain House, and we're parked on my parents' property where we have a 50-amp power pole that we get our power from, and then we get water from the outside water spigot, and we have a 30-pound propane tank in the front for our water heater and cooking.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Before we met each other, we were actually both planning to look into non-traditional housing options. I was planning to live out of my van, and
I was going to live in a travel trailer.
yeah, so by the time we met each other and started talking about plans, we both got really excited because we wanted similar things. So we started looking into options. I mean, we love Airstreams, oh my word. Problem is here, they're really expensive. We looked into RVs, which are awesome. We've seen some really beautiful renovations. But I think what it came down to for me was big windows. I personally, the natural light changes everything. So before we got our tiny house, we actually stayed in a couple rentals, just kind of get a feel for it. And then we also went to a tiny house show where we could see a bunch of different models. And for us, having this amount of space, brightening it makes it feel a lot bigger. So the second we walked into this model at the fair, we just kind of knew. We're like, oh, that's the one. Because one of the houses we rented one time, there were minimal windows. It was all pine. It felt so small because of that. We also really love having a lot of plants.
Here we have our 3-burner oven stovetop combo that runs off propane. It's got these nifty lights that we really enjoy. And then when we're doing food prep and we need more countertop, it's got this glass top that folds down. And above this we have our microwave with a vent hood. A little storage up here where we keep our oven mitts. And then down below the oven we have a pull-out drawer that we keep our cast iron in. And behind me is our apartment size fridge and freezer. Me and Maddie really wanted to have a staircase, one so that our dog could get up to the loft with us at night for sleeping. And then it also gives us this nice storage that we have. In this top one we keep a lot of Lootsie's stuff. And then down below is more of a utility closet. We have a step stool for reaching our high cabinets. We keep our trash. We have our watering cans for our plants. Recycling it is in there. Over here we have our dirty clothes hamper. And then next to that is our carbon monoxide and propane sensor. Up here we have our pantry. We also keep a couple appliances up here like our blender and our coffee grinder. Down below right now is a lot of our hanging clothes like sweatshirts and long sleeve shirts. It's wired and plumbed for a single unit washer dryer, which we don't have right now because we have access to a washer and dryer on the property. And below that, it's a pull-out drawer where we keep our Tupperware. We've got a big farm-style sink, which we really enjoy because it helps contain our water droplets, keeps it off of our black walnut butcher block countertops you see, which take water stains fairly easy, so we have to be careful. And below our sink, we have kitchen cleaning stuff, paper towel, keep our toilet paper under there, all the essentials. And then in this pull-out drawer, we have our silverware, can openers, meat thermometers, measuring cups. In our above-counter storage, we have our seasoning, cooking oil, coffee mugs. We're big coffee fans, so we got a lot of them. And then above the sink, we have another nice little storage thing that we keep mixing bowl. Some of our wedding keepsakes hang out up there. And then above that, we have our Comfort Air mini split heater and air conditioning unit that is electric, and that is awesome. When me and Maddie were talking about what we needed in our tiny home, one of the big things we wanted was a dishwasher. So we had this Vesta dishwasher installed. It's pretty small, but as a tiny house, it works. We run it a couple times a day. Below this, we keep our cutting board, strainer, biodegradable dishwasher, soap. And then above this, plates, cups, bowls, and then a really nice little hidden thing is this storage up here. We keep our knives. So they're tucked away, but easy to access.
The other thing that drew us to tiny house living was the affordability of it all. So being near the city in Seattle, Washington, the cost of living is crazy. It's through the roof. And I work in downtown Seattle, so we wanted to be somewhere close to work because when we lived further away to have affordable living, I was spending half of my day just commuting. So it's kind of like you either pay a ton or you lose time that you could be with your family. Living in this house saves us a lot of money. I mean, to give a rough estimate, it saves us about $1,200 a month. And the thing about this that's great is if we were finding a place in the city near my work, we would be basically losing our money and be stuck in this endless cycle of rent and trying to save on top of crazy rent. It wasn't working for us in our budgets. And so the great thing about this is, yes, we're saving, but at the same time, we're also in the money that we are paying, we're investing into something that we can either turn around and sell someday, or we can keep and, you know, rent out, do what we want with it. So we feel a lot better about this option and feel like we're investing into a future together. So this is our main sleeping loft. It is quite spacious. We have a queen bed. You could definitely fit a king, but we prefer to have room on the sides of the bed. I love having a nightstand, be able to set drinks and whatnot. We have our dog sleep up here with us. So this is our dog gate we created. We realized the stairs were way too steep for our dog to climb down by herself. So my lovely husband carries her down every single morning. Oh, good girl. We can sleep peacefully. She has tried to climb down the stairs herself, not safe. So this stays in place. When we sleep, she can't push it, she can't nudge it, but we are able to lift it out and move it when we want to carry her down. And this right here is a majority of our clothes storage, minus our pants because they're impossible to put on and not staying in. This is our second loft. We like to do a lot of reading and crafting up here. It's just nice and cozy. What we did was we raised this bed so that way we can have storage underneath. And so all my crafts are stored under there in bins, which is really easy and really nice and convenient. The other thing, we have a little cactus garden. So those need extra light. So we set that up in the corner. We also have a little indoor herb garden, which is really fun. The other thing is I tried to use some wall space here. So we have my guitar just set up on the wall and I can just grab it and play in the loft. I think the other thing that drew us to tiny houses versus an RV was the loft space, because it creates a lot of separation for sleeping and living space, which is really nice. So in a lot of RVs, you can't really find as many loft situations. And so being able to we have the dual loft, which is really nice because it's a lot more storage for us. And we spend most of our time downstairs and outside anyways. And the reason we have a house on wheels is we're not really sure that we want to settle down here forever. We talk about traveling to other states, and the great thing about the tiny house is it has the flexibility of an RV. So we can hook up our truck and we can go tomorrow if we wanted to. It's really great. We're young and we want to explore. So
we like to have fun.
Yeah. It's kind of like a park model though. So it's our house is not designed to travel constantly.
We're kind of going with the flow on regulations as well, because they are starting to change in the state of Washington. And since we are a certified RV, we're allowed to be in one spot for 180 days, but we're just going to keep adapting as things go.
So this is our flex space, which we use as our living room. We spend a lot of time in here. We have a nice little plant shelf where we also have some books and games and all that sort of stuff. And then another corner with some nice cozy plants. The other thing is this couch is awesome for us. It moves out and folds down into a bed, a full-size bed, which is really nice. We've had a few guests stay on it before. And we also have some storage behind and under the couch. This is our front door. We really wanted a French door so we can get more natural light in. And then the other thing, we have built-in blinds for privacy. Super easy. Just go up and then back down when we don't want it. Super nice and convenient. We have just a normal deadbolt and then a lock on the handle. That's all we really need. We have a little fire extinguisher, stay safe. We also have our coat closet. Things like keys, wallet, all that goes in there. The other thing is we have great shoe storage right here. This is just a little bit more of our storage right outside the bathroom. We've got a bunch of little bins that slide in and out, makes it super easy. We store a bunch of things in here, from extra toiletries to our electronics and work stuff. And I usually tend to work from right here. I love to stare out at the pretty trees and get the natural light.
Located at the front of our trailer is our bathroom, where we have a pocket door to save space. Inside our bathroom we have a medicine cabinet where we keep our toothbrushes, deodorant, toothpaste. Then under our sink we have a tankless water heater that runs off our propane tank. It's really nice. We have basically endless hot water for showers. We have some nice storage back in here. And then our toilet is a water flush that goes into a 300-gallon black water holding tank that a service comes out and pumps about every 3 months. And then over here we have a shower, and we have to be picky about our shampoos that we use. We only use biodegradable because our gray water goes into a French drain that we built in the backyard. And as far as the transition, it was pretty straightforward for us, I feel like, because we spend most of our weekends camping out of the van, going to the mountains, skiing. So we don't spend a lot of time in our space that we have, except right now due to the pandemic. We've been spending a lot of time in here. So the biggest thing for us, I think, was just paring down, figuring out what we exactly need. But since we've only been in here for 4 months, we're still trying to figure that out, and we're just perfecting our house.
I feel like people always ask us, oh, is it hard? Like, do you have to downsize a bunch? There's just not a lot of space. And quite honestly, there's plenty of space in here. I mean, I think about all sorts of apartments. I've been in apartments that are pretty much the same size, and when it comes down to it, there's definitely room for everything that's a necessity, and at the same time, you get to choose what's important to you, you know? So we have things in our house that are important to us that maybe someone else wouldn't use the space for. For example, we have an oven and an air fryer, and we love both. We don't want to be without either, so we make it work, you know? It's one of those things where you choose what you want and you make it yours. So this is our newest addition. It was our quarantine project, which I was really excited about. So we just used some scrap wood we had around, and we've got a little garden going on. I don't know what I'm doing, so I just hope to maybe make a salad someday. What's your favorite part about tiny living?
Tiny cleanups.
So we do deep cleans every week because these things get really dirty really fast. Like, especially having a dog, I think I sweep every day. And that's just to make it comfortable. We're not even like clean freaks.
What's your favorite part?
It's hard. I like that we have to be close. Like when we're in this space, if you get upset or frustrated, you have to work through problems. You literally can't avoid the person because there's nowhere you can go. If we want separation away from each other, if we want time to like cool down or whatever, we do and we can, but at the same time, I think it creates and cultivates a space that encourages communication. What do you not like about tiny living?
Tiny shower.
Alright, okay, listen to this. Our shower is great size. We can both fit in there, no problem. But he's taller, and so the top of his head skims the ceiling.
Makes washing your hair hard.
I mean, it's annoying, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
What's your least favorite part about tiny living?
Oh! You can't escape your partner's farts. If your partner farts, you can't get away from it. You have to go outside. How's that?
Right.